So we've been talking about the current drought here, not only in the Western Cape, but the changing climate throughout southern Africa and how it's been affecting the agricultural sector, certainly, but it has a knock-on effect for all of us as consumers. We all have a role to play, and we've discovered an incredible initiative. I'm talking about the Zero Heroes, who have found a way of combating the need to reduce water consumption to the point that they've reduced their consumption to zero during this period. Now, one of the people identified is Brian Brooks from Takai. So proud of what you guys have done. Welcome to the show, first of all. Thank you so much for joining us. You've been able to keep your water bill incredibly low. Is zero correct? Have you been able to maintain a zero water bill?
Yes, it's zero.
How do you do this? How have you been able to? We struggle so much, even in the tone of how to get people to take on board how dire the situation is. Right. You have found a way to address this. What have you instituted in your own home to achieve this?
Well, what we've got an abundance of water there, underground water. And through my borehole, I pump 3,000 litres an hour. So I thought, well, you've got to be able to use this. Spoke to some people, found out about tanks and about pumps and about filters, etc. And then put the thing together. So we extract the water via the borehole, store it in a tank. Now, there's a couple of things that you have to do before that. Is you have to have your water analysed. There's a couple of things in there that's very important. For example, the pH. That has to be right. If there's iron in the water, it's a big problem. And obviously, there's a lot of bacteria in the water that you have to take care of. And all that is living in the water as it stands. So the first thing you do after the analysis come back, I had a look at it, and I found out that I had no iron in the water, which is very good.
Tick that box.
Because if it is, then the only way you get the iron out of the water is through reverse osmosis, and that's pretty costly. That's about 25 grand on its own just to sort that out. The next most important thing is the pH. Most rivers and groundwaters in the South Africa is normally about 5.4. And that's pretty corrosive. So if you pump that into your house, that certainly will damage your copper pipes, your geysers, your kettles, etc. So what you've got to do is you've got to bring that pH up to the normal standard, which is about 7.2. So once the water has been extracted from the borehole into the tank, you've now got to treat that water. And there's many ways you can treat it. You can use some things like caustic soda, you can use potash, soda ash. Any of those elements will change the pH. But the most common one that I found now is just to use ordinary bicarbonate of soda that you have in your kitchen. And that brings the pH up to where you want it. So that's that side eliminated, right? So now you take that water, and it's now going to be pumped through various filters. Obviously, we go through a sediment filter, and what that does, that'll pick up any grains or dust or anything like that in the water. It then goes into a carbon block, which is basically a coal filter, and that'll extract out of the water any smells or bad tastes that'll be absorbed. They used to do it in the olden days by putting a block of coal in the fridge, and that used to take the smells out of the fridge. From then, the water's pretty clear now, besides the bacteria. And the only way you can take out the bacteria is through a UV light. So we'll take it out through the UV light and voila, into your house.
Then you get this water.
You've got crystal clear water.
It's amazing to me how much you've learned going through this process as well. And it's clear that you've invested a lot of time and effort, and I'm assuming a fair bit of resource as well into that process. But you are not alone. We've got a caller on the line right now. Robin, a very good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for weighing in on the conversation. Robin, I hear that you have also been one of our Zero Heroes. How have you been able to achieve this?
Well, we just noticed, first of all, that toilets literally using 10 to 14 litres per flush, times 4 people in your house, times many times a day.
Yeah.
It's using a lot of water, this fresh, beautiful water that literally is going down the drain. So we disconnected our systems, and we use grey water. So grey water from the shower, grey water from wherever else we're using water in the house to keep just that one thing going can reduce your water consumption by a huge amount. We keep our showers to 2 minutes or less. It's cowboy showers. Wet yourself, lather, switch the water off, and then switch it back on to rinse yourself off. So it's really worked.
How were you able to get your family's buy-in? Because, and you sound passionate about this as well. How have you been able to get that emotional investment from the rest of your family?
Well, I think you've got to be committed to it, and you've got to try, and you've got to just explain. Like, I mean, my children are 13, they're twins, they're old enough to understand what the impact is, and water is life. If we run out of it, we're going to be in deep doo-doo. So we need to keep this resource going, and if every family can make a commitment to try their best, everyone will be able to benefit in the end, and our water will last.
Oh, thank you so much, Robin, and well done. Hopefully you're spreading that message throughout your community as well. Brian, I really have to give you a pat on the back, sir. The lengths that you've gone to address the problem. We know that there is a massive issue when it comes to agriculture, yes, but within communities, getting that message out there, and the fact that you are sending this message out there and going to these lengths yourself, sir, deserves a massive pat on the back. So congratulations. And I think that sends a message to all of us that there is more that we can do within our own homes to save every drop.